Welcome back. Oh gosh, no, it feels like such a long time ago since we last got together. Welcome po to Lira in Law, and thank you very much for joining me again for our usual Thursday get together from 7:30 p.m. My goodness me, I know. The last time nakita nga tayo was just before Christmas. I hope you had a good Christmas. It's a difficult time, Christmas, no? It's in the fields that I specialize in. That's of course immigration nga and matrimonial law, and it's difficult for a lot of people kung hindi nyo kasama mga kapiling nga yung mga kamag-anak, pamilya nga, no? So I hope that Christmas was okay, at least, or even good for you. I also have had clients nga who, for the first time, no, in a long time, nakabalik sila sa atin Actually, hindi nga lang sa atin. I have clients, of course, from other countries, and they've been able to return and come back. No? Well, some are actually taking advantage and are away for far longer than would normally undertake na yung holidays nila because they haven't been back for so long. So, yeah, so it's always a bit of a it's I always of course I wish people a happy Christmas nga, but sometimes it's not terribly happy. But I hope that 2026 will be a much happier year for everyone. Now, immigration, of course, continue to be a challenging area of law, and a big part, of course, of what we do at Lira in Law is to help people along, no? But nothing beats independent legal advice. So, kung meron kayong problema, ang payo ko po, you should seek independent legal advice, no? Nothing beats a one-to-one session nga. Oh, I forgot, for the newcomers, I forgot to introduce myself. Pangalan ko po, Lira Simon Kabatbat of Douglas Simon Solicitors. We are a firm of solicitors in Greater London. We are located in the leafy area of Richmond. We're near the park and everything else. So we're on the district line. So come, if you're around our neck of the woods, come in, say hello. No? Yeah, so it's been a strange 2025. 2026 is likely to be as challenging, if not more so. So I'll try my best to keep you up to date. And tonight nga is no different. No? Ang topic po natin nga ngayon is skilled worker route. Most of the questions, actually 90% of the questions, relate actually to the skilled worker route. So yung they're all, if you like, no, majority are star questions nga, simply because it's the majority of you have asked, want to know about skilled worker route. Now, skilled worker route, of course, is to do with people coming into the United Kingdom in order to be able to specifically to work. So that would relate to people kung nandito na nga sila o papasok pa nga sila dito o meron na sila, nagkapamilya nga sila dito, what needs to happen. So yun pong topic nga natin. So I'll try my best to deal with as many questions as possible. Now, it's not too late kung gusto nyo akong kamustahin, which is always welcome. Or indeed, kung meron kayong questions, no, post it now. And if you have questions, but you are not quite ready to post it, then post it to us. No, put it on our Facebook, email us for next week. No, as long as I have it nga by next Wednesday, I will try my best to deal with it. And if you are lucky, then it could be that you get chosen as the star question, which means it will be dealt with in more detail. No? So yung po. Now, we're going to take a quick break nga lang po, and then we're going to come back and launch into our star topic, no? Which is the skilled worker route. Sandali nga lang po, saglit nga lang, I'll be right back. See you soon. Welcome back po. Welcome back to Lira in Law. I am your host. Ang pangalan ko po, Lira Simon Kabatbat of Douglas Simon Solicitors. I am a solicitor of, actually this year, I will be 33 years. 33 years post-qualification experience. My goodness me. I feel old just saying it, no? So over 3 decades of experience nga doing this in post-qualifications. Hindi pa kasama yung training and studies. So I've been at it for a long time. And my firm, Douglas Simon Solicitors, we are 28 years, no, doing this. So this year, I suppose, will be 29 years. My goodness me. Very close to 3 decades nga din, no? So, thank you very much for joining me. As usual, always glad to have you, and hopefully you can keep me company throughout our get together on a Thursday evening from 7:30. Now, without further ado, our topic po natin nga ngayon is, of course, skilled worker route. Now, normally, meron tayong star question, and then later on, we talk about the questions themselves. But because 90% of you wanted to know about skilled workers, yung nga ang 90% of you would be star questions. So we're going to launch directly into the questions. The first one is actually not about, the only one it's not about skilled worker, no. But let's deal with that because it's to do with Schengen visas. And for those of you who want to travel to the Schengen signatories, mainly really the a lot of European countries, this is quite important, especially ngayon, because of course some people, not necessarily, but some people are still on holiday and they want to take advantage of the holidays and wish to travel now. So now let's launch into the questions, no? So it gives us a little bit more time also. So ito po, Schengen visa. So itong question niya. Hello po, sabi niya, I need insights about getting a Schengen visa. Now, Schengen visa, let me just explain a little bit about that. No, not all European countries. So, for example, UK, no, are Schengen signatories. It just means Schengen signatory countries means kung makakuha yung visa for one country, the other signatories, the other countries that are signatories to the Schengen agreement, you can also go to those countries without needing another visa to go to them. No, to go into them. So, for example, so makakuha ng Schengen visa for France or indeed Germany, ganon. Then you, so let's say you get the Schengen visa for France. You want them to go to Germany or indeed Italy. Okay, hindi nyo kailangan panibagong visa for Germany or Italy because you already have a Schengen visa for France, and Germany and Italy are Schengen signatory countries. You know, ibig sabihin. Now, which can cut down quite a bit on time and admin and general, stress, especially if you're looking to travel to various countries within Europe now, no? So, so that's what Schengen visa is. So, ang question ng kaibigan natin, sabi niya, I'm currently on a spouse visa here in the UK. I only arrived a month ago. Oh, well, in time for Christmas, I hope, no? So I don't have any bank accounts here yet. Well, I'm not surprised, no? Didn't apply for Schengen visa back in the Philippines because a trip to Europe wasn't really planned until now, no? Fair enough. What's the easiest or best approach to this? Would it be possible to have all my accreditation handled by my spouse? Ibig sabihin, like user bank statements, employment, etc. Any insights would be appreciated. Thank you. This is a great question because the general conditions for Schengen visas is, for example, that they want to see bank statements. Or usually they ask for 6 months. Most countries do, and they want to also have proof of employment. Now, ang problema niya, or rather his concern is, kadadating nga lang niya dito, not even opened an account yet. And this actually is not an unusual situation. Now, it could be, and that you face difficulties with some countries that they're specific, and they it's a kind of tick box exercise. Kailangan na makita bank statement mo for 6 months. Ang payo ko ito, if you are as you're in this situation open a joint account, with an existing account with your spouse, and explain that sa kanila. That way, you can give a joint account that goes back 6 months. But of course, you were not here for 6 months, and you're not trying to deceive them or anything like that. Of course, you should not. But you can explain it also in a letter. So sasabihin mo doon, you provided bank statements for 6 months. This is a joint account with your spouse. As you only arrived in the United Kingdom in December, then you're unable to provide a sole account for for the 6-month period. But here you go, no? And explain it also. Sabihin mo doon, you will see that your spouse has income going in there, yung sweldo nga niya, all of that. Okay, so this is one example where I say it's good to have a statement. By that, I don't mean bank statement, but parang affidavit. Sasabihin mo doon, okay, itong pangalan mo, saan ka nakatira, saan kayo nakatira, kailan ka dumating nga dito, na dadating mo nga lang, ang asawa mo, itong trabaho niya. So explain it. And you should also get a letter from your spouse. Hindi naman kailangan mahaba or a statement is fine to say she's read a copy of your statement, date, whatever. I confirm the same to be true. And I fully support my husband or wife's application for a Schengen visa. So give them as much as you possibly can to assure them also na babalik ka nga dito. I mean, a spouse visa should be advantageous, no, sa'yo, because a spouse visa would normally be for 2.5 years, and later on nga, you have the possibility of indefinite leave to remain. So those countries that may be concerned about you overstaying, hopefully will not be concerned. That, no, why would you overstay in a country when you have perfectly good visa that can lead to settlement here? Sabihin mo nga din yun, no? So your friend will be yung affidavit or statement mo nga, no? That's I think in this case a must, because you need to explain why it is that you're only able to provide una nga a joint account, and that although you're providing 6 months joint account bank statements, it doesn't actually necessarily relate to you. Okay. Now, kung meron kang pera nga dito, and it's or indeed even abroad, you can also provide those bank statements nga. But give them as much as you can, or as close to what they need, because you will find that some countries, I'm certainly aware of this, some countries are incredibly fussy about this, and I think because they operate a kind of triage procedure, so it goes through, it gets looked at by someone first, tapos it gets passed on, and if you don't satisfy it, so if you're outside their tick box, documents nga, you may find that you don't even get over the filter nga, they may just simply reject it. So explain it as much you can. Don't make it overly long, don't overcomplicate it, but explain it in as much as you can. The other thing I would say to you is, apart from your statement mo, that like an affidavit, have a cover letter. Explain there what it is that you're including. And it's a shortened version, if you like, of what your statement should be. So so get as close as you can. But you may find, as I say, that some countries will be challenging because you're outside their normal tick box exercise. But you should certainly try. And it's spouse visa ka, so it should hopefully be okay. Let me know. I mean, I always say this, that it's a bit like reading a book and you don't know how it ends. Or watching a film, you don't know how it ends. Tell me anong nangyari. I would welcome it. I truly would. Even if it's a refusal, especially actually if it's a refusal, because I may then be able to give you some, hopefully, some hints as to next time around and what kailangan gawin. All right. Good luck. I hope you get it and have a great time. It's a bit cold at the moment to travel, but why not? Why not? Now, I'm sure we have tingnan natin. Now we're going to launch into the skilled worker route, because everything else, pretty much, I think, is to do with skilled worker route. No, it's all. Actually, before I launch into this these questions, let me just explain a little bit about the skilled worker route, which I kind of touched on a little bit earlier on. So, in skilled worker route is not new. So, a long time ago, they were called work permit, and then they were called tier 2, under the points-based system. And then they're now called skilled worker route. So it has moved on Also, how it's defined is moved on. But the main issue is skilled worker route is a work-based visa. So nagpasok na yung application to enter the United Kingdom in order to be able to work. So ibig sabihin, meron kayong sponsor nga dito. And there are other things, no, apart from getting the points down, the points, which is at 70 points nga, that can be made up by, say, yung English nyo, the work that you're gonna do, the cost, the certificate of sponsorship nga din. So all those things you need culminated with you then being given a visa to work in the United Kingdom. Yun ang ibig sabihin ng skilled worker route. No, there have been changes to the skilled worker route. 2025. I mean, it's from really 2023. So many changes have taken place in relation to the skilled worker route. The last one, I suppose, would be the English language requirement. No, when you're making an application to come into the United Kingdom on this basis. So before, kailangan yung pakita B1, no, which is already quite a high level English language test, no, certificate that you need. But now it's B2, so it's higher. And they've also changed they've increased the level of type of employment. So from level before it was level 3, now it's level 6 nga. So lots of change to the skilled worker route. And at the moment, it gets quite confusing because there are people who entered the United Kingdom nga a little while ago, yan pa rin nga ang visa nila because they've been less than 5 years in the United Kingdom, nandito ang pamilya nga nila. And then some are just coming in now, so they it's not the transitional provisions anymore that would apply, but the new rules. Okay, so we're looking at various topics now under the skilled worker route. So skilled worker route is to allow you to work in the United Kingdom. Now, let's look at the next question nga natin. So sabi niya ito, okay, good evening, sabi niya, good evening. Okay. I would like to ask for advice about my visa situation, sabi niya. I have a UK visa that's valid until September 2026, so this year, in a few months. Not a health and care visa. I mean, that's actually the fact that she put that in brackets now is in fact important. I have a newborn baby who is 2 months old. Yeah. Okay. Is it better to apply for a visa for my baby now, or wait until I renew my visa and apply together? So in September 2026. Also, is it possible to pay only for the IHS? IHS stands for Immigration Health Surcharge for my baby without applying for a visa yet. Thank you for your advice. Okay. Again, a great question. All the questions usually, and certainly not tonight, no, it's no exception, are great because it's it deals now with the here and now, what's relevant to people. They deal with practical problems. No? So let's look at this. Let's unpack it nga a little bit. So nandito siya, may visa siya under as a worker nga, skilled worker. No? May visa siya hanggang September 2026. Now, hindi nga lang natin alam kung maka-apply na ba siya indefinite, hindi siguro muna, no? So, but ang visa niya hanggang September 2026. May baby siya. Dito pinanak yung baby niya. 2 months old na yung baby. No? Now, question nga niya, better to apply for the baby now or wait until she applies nga in September because then it's all one go. And can she also just pay for the IHS, Immigration Health Surcharge, rather than applying for the visa? Again, as I say, this is a great question. So let me just look at that a little bit. No? Children born in the UK. Let me start by saying, if you have a child while you're in the United Kingdom, they're not automatically British citizen. No, some people think, and I hear this all the time, oh, dito pinanganak yung bata and therefore British na nga sila. Hindi po yun tama. That actually changed. I think in the 1980s. No, so not that long ago. But if born in the, even if you're not British, for example, indefinite leave to remain, your child, when born in the United Kingdom, is not it's not necessarily automatically British. Okay, so beware. So tama ka to ask the question. Now, if you have a child born in the UK, may visa kayo, no? You can, of course, apply. You can apply for them, of course, but you can apply for them to stay with you in the UK. No? Now, in this case, kapapanganak nga lang yan, no? And there's still, I can see where you're coming from, that, well, why apply now? No, baby pa naman eh. Apply simply in September. But there are practical reasons, actually, to apply now. Unang-una, if you're looking to travel abroad, so sabihin natin, babies old enough, you want to travel nga to the Philippines for a break, tapos pabalik ka nga dito, kailangan niya ng visa. Otherwise, hindi siya, makalabas siya, hindi siya papapasukin. No? Hindi mo na maibabalik. So, you need to apply then for visa. So, yung una. The second thing, again, a very practical reason is, you should really apply, you know, for the baby nga, to be for a visa, and therefore pay the IHS. Now wish, you know, so not beyond. So you should make the application in the first 3 months following birth. Otherwise, that you may find, well, you will find actually, that you may get charged for any care. Now, let's look at your dates, no? So September 2026 matatapos ang visa mo. Yung bata, magiging 3 months, so 2 months na nga siya, no? Magiging 3 months siya in next month, no? February nga. Okay? Which means that you're looking at another 6 to 7 months between February and September, or if you apply in August, maybe 6 months nga, no? In the 6 month period, can you be sure that your baby is not going to get unwell? Now, if it's an emergency issue, because he or she will then need what they call primary care, and of course you can say certainly that is ordinarily resident in the United Kingdom. She will get treated, no? If it's emergency nga. But if it's not emergency, but it's just child is unwell generally, and now that means it's not primary care. Essentially, you have to pay. You know? So you should, for that reason alone, even kahit wala kayong balak na magbiyahe nga, I would say you should make the application, because 6-7 months is too long a gap, I think, to chance it. So ang payo ko, you should apply now, which then takes me to yung second question mo. Can you simply apply for pay for the IHS, the Immigration and Health Surcharge, rather than apply for a visa? No, you have the two go hand in hand. So when you apply for visa nga, you have to pay the relevant IHS. You can't just pay the IHS nga. And also, why would you want to? No, you should see, if you're making an application nga, for if you want to ensure, you know, that your baby's okay, you can travel also, you should apply for a visa, and of course alongside that, pay for the IHS, the Immigration Health Surcharge. By the way, when you make the application now, you need to be able to provide the full UK birth certificate showing both your and the child's parents. So pangalan mo, pangalan ng asawa mo, pangalan ng tatay o nanay niya. So it must be the full UK birth certificate. I say that because they can issue you two types. May mas maigse, which is kind of half a page in info. No, you need the full one. No? Because if you send them the short version, they won't accept that. You do need the full one. Okay. So good luck. I hope you. Well, it's congratulations. I hope that your baby is healthy and that he or she thrives. No, in the UK, I'm sure he or she will. Again, let me know, please. Okay, what happens next? Now, I'm sure we have other questions. So tingnan nga natin ito. So sabi niya ito, ask ko lang po, kung nag-switch job ako dito sa UK, so again, skilled worker siya, no? Here on a work visa. So, kung nag-switch job po ako dito sa UK while on a skilled worker visa, kailangan ko ba mag-update sa home office? Sabi niya, no? Ang tanong niya, ano pong possible consequences kung hindi agad ma-report? Salamat po sa advice. Right. Okay. So this is actually a bit more complex. Yeah. So unang-una, you'll need to update your skilled worker or tier 2 work visa, if that's still the visa you have, if you want to change your job, okay, and your new job is with a different employer. Okay. So panibagong employer, you need to update. You also need to update if your job changes to a different occupation code. So sabihin natin, trabaho mo ngayon, I don't know, you are a nurse, and then you're actually not going to be a nurse anymore, but still in the medical field, but something else. Different occupation code you also need to change, and you need to also update. Or if you're leaving a job, no, that's on the immigration salary list for a job that's not on the list. That's quite complex. So I'll deal with that in another time. Now, if you be doing a different job, no, for your current employer, so just then you only need to update your visa if your new job is on a different occupation code, as I say. So sabihin natin, dinagdagan responsibility mo, no? But actually, it doesn't really change your occupation code. Then that's fine. You don't need to update in that sense. But if the type of job you have is different and therefore different occupation code, you do need to update. Now, beware. This is where a lot of people are being caught out. If your new occupation code is listed as medium skilled, okay, then you can update your visa if both of the following apply. So if you got your certificate of sponsorship for your first tier 2 or skilled worker route before the 22nd of July 2025, that's the magic date, before 22nd of July 2025, and if you have continually held one or more skilled worker visa since then. Okay, so basically that's what's called the transitional provision, because after that it becomes much more difficult. Beware po, no? If your job is not medium skilled, no, then you will not be able to switch over, no, to a new job. So check before. So kung sabihin nila, oh yeah, itong trabaho mo nga ngayon, but actually you're going to switch over to something else, a carer, for example, no? Then you may find you're leaving a job that has the possibility of remaining in the UK under the skilled worker route for something that does not. No? So be careful po, no? So yung tanong mo nga, mag-switch job ka dito under skilled worker, kailangan mo bang i-update? It depends really on anong trabaho. Magbabago ka ba ng employer, no? And yung level nga. No? But before, kung hindi ka sigurado, seek legal advice. It's one of these. It's better to do that. You can you can ask, seek advice on a fixed fee basis. You know, as long as you're able to provide the information, then the solicitor will be able to say to you, oh, okay, you can switch. Better to do that than doing something na it then compromises yung status mo nga dito. Or indeed that of your family, kung may pamilya ka nga dito. Yun. So the quick answer with the limited information I have is, yeah, you may need to actually inform the Home Office, hindi nga lang inform, but rather actually update the Home Office and possibly get a new, you may need a new certificate of sponsorship also. But that depends very much on a number of things. As I say, change of job altogether, different occupation code, no, different employer altogether, no. But beware, in all of that, nagbago na pong batas. So if you come within transition provisions, then that would be good. But ingatan mo, no. If you what you don't want to happen is to change job and you find actually the job you're changing to, you can't even get, no, a visa under that. So beware. Okay, careful to all of you. Now, I'm sure we have other questions. So tingnan ko nga okay, right. So, may skilled worker po, visa po ako currently at nagtatrabaho ko sa isang kumpanya, no? May offer po akong ibang employer at gusto ko pong sanang mag-switch. Paano po bang tamang process para ma-transfer ang visa? I'll come back to the reference to transfer. Kailangan po bang may stop munang current visa bago mag-apply sa bagong employer o pwede agang mag-apply? Again, good point, no? Ano pong mga risks kung mali ang timing? Yeah. Tulad ng visa lapse or problems sa home office. Salamat po sa advice. Now, unang-una, let me just go back to the initial bit. Sabi niya, mag-transfer ng visa. Visas are not really transferred under the skilled worker route. It's a new thing altogether, no? So it's not really transferred in that sense. So, skilled worker visa siya. May trabaho siya ngayon, nasa kumpanya siyang iba, but she's received another offer, a different offer. She wants to switch, no? What's the process, no? And can she apply now? Again, it's a very common scenario nga, no? And tama ka nga din. You already point out, no? What are the risks? Mga timing, no? Visa lapse, problems with the home office. Absolutely, tama ka, no? So let's look at those. Now, you can apply to update, your visa for up to 3 months before you start your new job. No? So if you have an offer nga, even if it doesn't start immediately, you can apply to for the change nga, for the update 3 months before you start the new job. Now, you can continue working in your current job, kahit aalis ka na nga, no, while your application is being considered. Okay? Or to work out your notice. Because kung sabihin ng employer mo, actually, there's a 3-month notice period. It's not unusual, depending, of course, on the type of job you have. You can continue working for that employer, even if you're giving your notice, as long as you apply nga before your current visa expires. Importante nga din yun, ha? So the certificate of sponsorship is one thing, but importante yung visa mo. Then that's a separate thing. Sometimes people get the two mixed up, that they think, oh, meron pa siyang merong cost, or it's been issued and we don't need to apply that then therefore for the actual visa. No, mali po yun. You actually need the visa nga. Now, you should not, however, this is one of the questions, one of the points nga, you should not start your new job until you've received confirmation of your new permission. So once you hear from the home office, that's fine, you can work for this employer, then you can start, but not before, because otherwise you're in breach. Importante nga din ito, and unfortunately, some people are caught up by this nga. They make the application, tapos they travel because they thought, well, they think we might as well go on holiday whilst we're waiting for. Don't do that, no? You must not travel outside the UK, Ireland, and the Channel Islands, or indeed the Isle of Man until you get a decision. You need to get your visa nga. Otherwise, if you do travel outside the UK, your application is automatically withdrawn. Okay? Importante po yun. Actually, just taking it a little bit further, for most applications, not all, and so for example, if you make an application for naturalization to become British, but indefinite ka na nga, if in the meantime you then want to travel whilst that application is pending, as long as you're able to prove your indefinite leave to remain in the UK, you can travel. So for example, there you can travel even though your application for naturalization is still outstanding now. For this type of application, no, ito nga, you're changing jobs, ganon, or indeed sabihin natin if you're applying, if you have a spouse visa, tapos na yung visa mo, gusto mo nga lumabas, or you leave the UK whilst your application is, even if you have a visa, the application then is treated as withdrawn. Is automatically withdrawn. So ingat nga kayo. It's especially nga at the moment, lots of people are still on holiday, or they want to take advantage of the holiday time, want to go out of the country. Careful, no? Ingat nga kayo, because it could be that you find that you won't be able to come back to the United Kingdom, no? So so going back to the question, you can you if you've decided actually lilipat ka, but just check indeed that they will give you a certificate of sponsorship. Walang problema yung lisensya nga nila, no? And it's the sort of job that you can still get, if you like, a work visa for, no? So as long as you tick all those, then you give your notice. You can work your notice nga. You can continue working for the same employer, yung employer mo nga ngayon, until you finish your notice period. But you should not take up employment with the new job until the permission's actually been issued. Okay, so you're on. So be careful. Tama ka. Yeah, no, very, very sensible. Sabi niya nga dito, ako maling timing, visa lapse. So all those things can happen. But if you're careful with the timing, make sure that your visa is valid, all of that, you should be fine. But let me know, let me know what happens. Good luck. I hope that you get it. Sometimes nga mga tao, it's not a bad thing to change. Sometimes, sabi nila, a change is as good as a rest. Sometimes. Now, okay, so I don't know whether we have anyone saying hello, because it's just I think a lot of people are still on holiday now, no? So let me just see if there's anything here. Give me a minute. Wait, of course. Egay, the great guy from London, no? No, Egay and I have been doing this for a long time, di ba, Egay? Rainy Thursday, tama ka, Egay, no? Malamig at saka umuulan na ngayon. Rainy Thursday to Attorney Lira and to the viewers. I was able to spend Christmas and the New Year in Pinas. Oh, wonderful! With my 86-year-old mother. That's so nice. I worked in Canary Wharf today and on my way home. Good news, Attorney Lira. I'm ambassador of Groundwell bedsheet mat to address insomnia and body pain. Ooh, yeah, well, we all have that. Well, not you youngsters, but I do. We'll post the link for 10% discount. Ooh, 10%, nice. Looking forward to lots of learning again and to Attorney Lira's lovely voice. Egay, the great guy. We love Egay. No, he is a devoted dad, of course, to Justin, and clearly a devoted son to his mom, who's 86. 86. Wow. Oh, our friend from the Philippines, no, David Calixto II. No, magandang umaga po dito sa Pinas. Hello po, Attorney Lira and Mr. Egay. Namigay si Sir Egay pamasko last December 2025. Thank you po. Egay is great, but it's so nice to hear from you, David. No, it's so nice to hear from you. It's always heartening, no, to get messages from Pinas, especially ang hirap buhay sa Pinas nga ngayon, no? It's so many calamities going on. It's yeah. I hope you're okay, and I hope your family is okay. Oh, Outcast, sabi niya, nice to see this information live after the holidays. Yeah. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to you too po, to you. It's it actually, I've missed you all. I don't know if you missed me, but I certainly have missed you all, no? It's been a bit strange not doing not getting together with you, no? At 7:30, I'm looking at my watch and thinking, feels a bit weird, no? Not to be with you on a Thursday evening. May Tigbaw Vargas. Hello, Happy New Year, May. Hello and good evening, Attorney Lira, and to all the viewers. Happy Thursday and Happy New Year, May. I hope 2026 is a good year for you. Actually, it will take me probably a year to get used to the year. Kanina, I had to certify a document anyway. I copied the document. I put my stamp on it. Had to get something typed on it. And what did I do? I put 2025. I had to redo 2026. Happy 2026. Speaking of Miss Paner, Mariam Galicia Paner. Hello po, Attorney Lira. Happy New Year po at sa lahat. Happy Thursday po. Happy Thursday, Madam. Kamusta ka? Miss Paner and I have been doing this since during COVID, di ba? Inumpisa natin to, COVID. So, 2020, magsi 6 years na tayo, Madam, no? Wow. I think it was February, March 2020. Thanks, Dave. So, galing kay Egay, the great guy from. Thanks, David, for watching Attorney Lira. Just sharing the blessings last December because there were lots of positives that happened in 2025. Many more coming in 2026. Amen. You are so right, Egay. No, this is why one of the many reasons why we love Egay. He is so positive. He's a very positive person. You can easily get, down because life can be a bit difficult sometimes not more difficult than other times, but Egay is the forever, he is the consummate optimist. May Tigba Vargas sabi, Happy New Year to all. To you too, Madam. Happy New Year, and I really hope 2026 is a good year for everyone, no? And Cordero, hello. Kamusta? Happy New Year. Happy 2026. I really hope you have a great 2026. 2025 has been a bit challenging for an awful lot of people, di ba, no? Especially those with immigration now. Speaking of lovely people, MM Giling. Miss Giling, tatawagan kita bukas. Hello po, ma'am, sabi niya. Happy New Year. And to all viewers, ingat po tayo. Maulan ngayon. Tama ka. Ang dulas, no? Absolutely. Kung lalabas kayo mamaya, o kahit bukas, be careful dahil malamig, tapos umuulan, and what do you get? Ice. So, a few times, I nearly tripped, no? So, madulas nga, ingat kayo. Miss Jones, Marilyn Jones. Miss Jones. I've known Miss Jones for, I know, best part of 2 decades, Madam. No? A long time. So it's always so nice to hear from you. Happy New Year, Attorney, sabi niya. And all viewers, Happy New Year, Madam. I wish 2026 to be a wonderful year for you and the family, no? Hello also to Miss Tomas. So it's I hope that you enjoy 2026. I really am hoping that 2026 will be a kinder year. It's probably a way of putting it, to immigration, no? A less challenging year to those people now with family issues. Although family law, although it's, of course, it's also subject to change, not in the same way as immigration, no? So I hope that our Lira in Law, our get together on Thursdays will be helpful to you, no? To at least tingnan natin if there are any changes. I will of course try and update you always, no? So it's we have to be ready and prepared, no, for a challenging 2026. And I know I kid around about it, but in all seriousness, I really do think 2026 is going to be an even more challenging year for immigration. So watch this space, as they say. Now, that just really leaves me to say, Happy New Year again, to all of you po. And next week, of course, we will have our usual get-together on a Thursday evening from 7:30 at Lira in Law. Make sure you tune in. At saka, if you have any questions, post it on our Facebook or email it to us by next Wednesday, and I'll try and deal with them, of course. I hope that the questions that I dealt with today were helpful to you. If you have follow-up questions in relation to those questions, email me, okay? Nandiyan po yung mga details ko, yung contact details namin, no? But just otherwise, it leaves me really to say salamat po ulit sa inyong lahat, to our friends who have kept me company for 2025. Hopefully, you'll keep me company again for 2026. Salamat din po sa Facebook groups for allowing us to post our contents now on their pages. It's appreciated, and I hope that 2026 is it's helpful to you also, no? But as I say, if you have any questions, post it to me post it to us by next Wednesday, and we'll deal with it. Yeah. And we will read them out, and you have the possibility then for some serious bragging rights, and become the star question. Otherwise, just leaves me to say, salamat po for keeping me company in 2025. I hope you will keep me company in 2026. 2026. And I hope to see you at least next week po at Lira and Law. Good night for now. Same time, same place next week. Sige po.